TikTok, welcome to Facebook, welcome to YouTube. It is Monday morning. It is a brand new weight loss week. I'm a little bit late this morning. I did put that in the newsletter. Hope everyone reads the newsletter. I've basically got, you might hear the noise, you might not, I don't know, but I've basically got some tree surgeons here. Chopping down lots of trees for us and doing a bit of tidying up and this, that, and the other. So, we are. I did say in the newsletter it would be 8:45, and I was pretty much bang on the money at 8:45 for this morning's live. It's Monday. It's a new weight loss week. How are we all? Are we all good? Are we all happy? Are we all healthy? Are we all well? Have we all had a very nice weekend? I hope you have. I've had a really good weekend. It's been nice and chill, to be honest with you. Just what the doctor ordered, as always. We've been mooching about a few bits and pieces. It actually worked for a few hours Saturday afternoon. I wasn't planning on it, but just ended up doing a few YouTube bits and pieces. Rachel was having a bath and she was sort of chilling out. So it felt weird this week not doing our the live on Monday, on Saturday morning. So that felt a little bit weird. But Rachel started coming to the gym with me now Saturday mornings. Now she's at work. She's gone off to work today for her first full week at work. I'm just sorting out my supplements. Then I'll do the top 5 this morning. Blossom, no, you're not having my supplements. The tablets, look. I have got a cockapoo staring at me as we speak. Very needy cockapoo. She's not a massive fan of tree surgeons being here and cutting down trees. And she's also not a fan of her mum going to work and leaving her. And she's also not a fan that I'm giving more attention to you guys than to her. They're just supplements. They're not for you to eat. I mean, I don't suppose a little bit of vitamin B12 and turmeric can do you any harm, Bloss, but you're not having any. All right, anyway, let's do the top 5 this morning. Let's see what's going on this lovely, and it is a lovely Monday. There is not a cloud in the sky in Lancashire. It's cold this morning. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit later on, but the weather is stunning. Mr. John Jackson's in at number 1. Carol's in at number 2. Kelly C's in at number 3. Anna's in at number 4. And Michael P. 1981 is in at number 5. Lovely. Right. Let's see what else is going on. Missed you last week. Where were you, Michael P? I was here last week. I wasn't here the week before, but I was here last week. Cam, good morning, mate. Stephen, good morning. Kirsty, Karen G. James, good morning, good morning, good morning. Lynn, good morning. Jesse, good evening, boss. Back on it with Cal today. Steps I'm still working on. Come on, Jess. You need to try and put that package together. Now, don't get me wrong. It can be a case of putting the package together. Calories will always be number 1. Calories will always be number 1. That should always be your main focus, right? But we've got to try and put that package together, get those steps up, then start trying implementing the tools into place, because this is a lifestyle change. If you're seeing it as, what do I need to do for 6 months to lose my weight? What do I need to do for 12 months to lose my weight? Stop it. Stop thinking about that mindset. It's what are you going to do for the rest of your life to get your weight under control, lose the weight you want to lose, and make sure you keep it off. That is the thought process. Lisa's in. Good morning, somebody. Who else is? How good are those Perform protein bars? Absolutely. That's Michael's comment. It needs moderating for some reason. Start doing that, TikTok. It must be an update. Some comments I've got to accept. The Perform protein bars. I've only done the brownie one. I'm going to do a new flavour, a different flavour in April's Boss Your Protein box. Obviously, the Boss Your Protein boxes are mystery boxes, but I don't mind telling you the odd products going in there. You can. I'll change it now. So April's Boss Your Protein box is out a week tomorrow. It is the 1st of April, a week tomorrow. This is not an April Fool's. The 1st of April is a week tomorrow. I will change it in the link tree, but you can go, if you don't subscribe already to the Boss Your Protein box, go and pre-order now, and we are going to do a different Perform flavour for the Boss Your Protein box. And I might even do a spinny wheel. I might even do a spinny wheel. So if you go into my TikTok profile, into my Facebook profile page, into the profile on YouTube, you can click on my link tree, you can scan down and go and get the bottle. I might even do a spinny wheel and decide what flavours. I kind of already know what flavour I want to go for. But anyway, yeah, the chocolate brownie Perform protein bar was one of the best protein bars I've ever had. It was amazing. So I'm going to put another one in April's box, but a different flavour. Have the March boxes been posted? I'm looking forward to it. Yes, Leanne, they have. They went out with Royal Mail. When did they come out with Royal Mail? Friday. Yours went out Friday because I know you signed up and I said I'd send you one as part of sign up. So yours should be on its way. You should get it tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe. And it'll come through your postie. But I'm out of March boxes now. The March boxes are all gone. Right, they're all gone. We are now on April's Boss Your Protein box. It's out a week today. If you want one posted out a week today, go and subscribe and I will get it in your post. Love your video on Mr. Toxic Health. Yeah, I know you always get a few people when you do video. Look, I'm not into having yin and yangs with other creators. I am not into trying to create what people, you call that. But if I see another creator that is really hypocritical, especially a creator that really look, my job, one of my focuses or one of my philosophies is for people to create a healthy relationship with food, right? And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of junk food out there, a lot of garbage food out there, but I am not into people that are hypocritical, right? I'm not into people that are going to walk around a supermarket saying, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat the other, and then they do the opposite. And that's exactly what he's done. Now, I've had a few comments on that video saying, oh, well, maybe he's bought them for content, or maybe it's this, that. It doesn't matter whether he's bought them. If he's bought them for content, don't have them on the kitchen side. I buy lots of stuff for content, and I have a shelf for it. Right, he's blatantly got it out there, and maybe he's done it for clickbait. Maybe he's done it for the purpose. Now, I'm not going to stitch his video or anything like that. I'm going to download his video, take the clips out, and don't get me wrong, I've not edited it to look better, but I'm like, really? He's got it in his oil section with avocado. If you look back at it, look at his avocado oil. He's got just a variety of oils, like everyone does. I have in my cupboard right now, I've got avocado oil. I've got avocado spray oil. I have got olive oil. I have got rapeseed oil. I have got coconut oil, right? I have got beef dripping. I have got all those fats that I cook with. And I don't stand there and go, don't use this, use that. Don't use this, use that, right? What we should be doing is, avocado oil, all oil, fats are calorific. So if you're on a weight loss journey, you need to watch them. But we also need to have good fats in our diet for our health, right? So we need olive oil is about as good as you get, a really good quality extra virgin olive oil. It is stupidly expensive at the moment, but it's one of them. Now that's one of the best oils for our health, right? Rapeseed oil and all these seed oils, they're good for our health too. Right? Omega-3s and omega-6s are great. There was absolutely no scientific data to suggest that they're not. And there's been loads of studies on them. Right? So, and different oils have different purpose. If I want to cook a steak and I need a very high smoking point, you ain't using olive oil, right? You shouldn't really use avocado oil. Though avocado oil does have a better smoking point than olive oil. If you're going to cook a steak, you would use something like a vegetable oil, a rapeseed oil, right? That is what you want, because you can set that pretty much on fire and it will not burn or tarnish the taste of the steak, right? Likewise, if you're going to sweat down some like a sofrito, if you're doing an Italian dish, like your onions and your carrots and your celery, you can use a bit of olive oil because you've never taken it to a high smoking point, right? And it's really good for you. I use my spray avocado oil if I just want to do some eggs, or I want to do the air fryer, and I'll just coat my mushrooms or my chips or something in a bit of oil. right? I have beef dripping. If I'm thinking, right, I've got a good few calories today, I've been, and I want to do some proper, like roast potatoes, and I do that every now and then, I'm going to use beef dripping, and I have that as well. Right? I have all different oils. Beef dripping, I probably use for cooking. Sometimes I'll cook a steak in beef dripping as well. Again, very high smoking point, great flavour. Beef dripping, I probably use avocado oil or olive oil or rapeseed at least once a day. Right? Beef dripping, I might use it once a month. Right? Why? Because it's not that healthy for us. Right? It's all calorific. Oil's oil, it's 9 calories a gram. Right? But you also have got to have an eye on health. Now, I'm not here to be a health guru. I'm not trying to be the pinnacle of health because I'm not myself, right? I work on having an overall healthy diet. That's what and what's healthy to me, right? I try and make 70, if possible, 80% of my diet healthy and nutritious, right? 20% of my diet, I couldn't give a toss what I eat. I couldn't. And that's a good balance. And I've always been healthy. I've always had loads of energy. I've always felt amazing. So, and don't get me wrong, some of that can be what we call anecdotal. Just because I feel like that off that diet doesn't mean everyone else will. So sometimes you've got to find out what works for yourself a little bit. But, that is the big issue with him, and he's doing a lot of damage. So many people now on a weight loss journey that want to, eat a little bit healthier are scared to eat so many foods because of his content. So I'll call him out. I'm not bothered. And I've literally said to these people that said, oh, stop bashing other creators. I don't do that. If you scan through my content, the amount of content I do where I call out other creators is absolutely minimal, right? But, at the end of the day, if I ever start being a hypocrite, right? If I ever start walking through a supermarket and going, don't eat this, it's pure poison. You'll never see me do that, by the way. It's pure poison. It'll rot your brain. It'll rot your guts. It'll rot this, that, and the other. And then I'm doing one of my YouTube cooking videos, and that same product is sat in my kitchen. Call me out, stitch me, tell me. Right? I don't mind. I'll hold my hands up. Yeah. I love your podcast, particularly love the one on MJ. It was really informative. Say thank you very much. Yes, I've done 50 episodes of the podcast. They are available on all platforms. Again, if you head into my Linktree, TikTok, Facebook page, YouTube profile, you can get to my Linktree. There's all the links to our podcast. You can listen to it on the way to work on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can stick it up on your telly, on your YouTube channel. It's on every format. I've done 50 episodes. I'm going to try and do a new episode this week. We'll try and get a new episode. I've got my next 5 topics that I want to cover on the podcast nailed in. So I'm going to try and do a new one. What do you think of MJ? Go watch my podcast. Episode, is it 47 or 46? I can't remember. I'll tell you. Honestly, I talk about MJ all the time. But if you want to go and see my general feelings, and my general feelings haven't changed from that, from that point. Now, if my general feelings ever change, I'll do a new one because I did episode 35 of my podcast is about weight loss injections. Episode maybe 45, 46. I can't remember. Go and have a scan through. It's a fairly recent one I've done on Mounjaro. If my philosophies change on Mounjaro, I'll do an updated one. Right? I will. I'll do an updated one. Yeah. I did 135,000 steps last week. Amazing, James. Great step count. Let me scan down, see what's going on. Lauren's in, good morning. See if I missed anything. Let me scan down. Paula, good morning. Subscribe to the Protein Boxes. I've just sent an invitation. Please ignore it. It's just because I'm trying to scan through and I've caught someone's name. I don't know who it is, but it just come up. You've sent an invitation. Let me scan down. Let me turn that off so I can't accept invitations. Subscribe to Protein Boxes. They are fab. Lynn, I did see that. I was like, has Lynn already got because I know you bought one last week. I was like, has Lynn already got a protein box and she's already had a subscription through or something? Because it can happen. Where people are like, oh, I forgot I've already subscribed, and then they go and buy another one. But anyway, I've seen it's a new subscription this morning. So thank you, Lynn, for subscribing, and glad you're enjoying your Protein Box. May, do you need a Perform code? Just switch from on your recommendation and the flavors. I have a Perform code. It's Real Lost Boss or something, but I don't earn any. I'm positive there's better codes out there. I think my code got 25% off. I don't get any commission from it. I don't want to get commission from affiliates. I'm not interested. It's too much, I don't want to be, because at the end of the day, Perform might change how good they are, and then I'll change to another brand. I don't think they will, and I hope they don't. The only time I ever get commission from a product is if I do something on TikTok Shop. Like, I've been going on about these Ninja Blasts, and I'm going to use this today and do a video of it. I haven't used it yet, but I know it's Ninja, so I know it'll be absolutely amazing. I'm going to use this today and do a video of it using it. But yeah, if I get a product and I love it, and it's available on TikTok Shop. Now you might be like, well, you've not used that, how do you love it? I just love Ninja products, and I just know this is going to be a belter, right? It can't not be. And so many people have said how good it is. But you know, I will promote stuff on TikTok Shop that I enjoy, and anything I ever promote on TikTok Shop, which is why I only promote stuff periodically, you know, sporadically, not periodically, sporadically. I'm not going to sit there and go, this is amazing. This is, you know, you see these people that just do TikTok. And fair play to them. You know, you can earn quite a good bit of money off TikTok Shop if you've got a good following and a lot of people buy your products that you promote. But yeah, that's the only time I ever earn. So I have a code for NutriCheck. I do not earn any commission off that. I do have a code for Perform, but I don't get any commission for it. They did ask me if I wanted a commission card. I said, no, I'm not interested. I said, and I didn't mean that rude. I was just like, no, I said, if you ever want to send me some free bits for me promoting your products, I'll take some free bits. And they do. Every now and then I'll get a free protein powder. They never sent me any free protein bars. I might message them today and say, oh yeah, send me some free protein bars. But anyway, there you go. Right, let me scan down and see if I have missed anything. Clive Ferry, good morning. If I've missed any good mornings, please do not take it personal. A good morning to every single person out there. Yeah, if I've missed it, it's nothing personal, like I say. The MJ podcast is episode 48. So the MJ podcast is episode 48. Oh, yeah, and then episode 49. I've done kind of a little follow-up of that one with how to suppress your appetite. I think I did that naturally. And then I've done episode 50. So episode 51 will be recorded this week. I'm going to try and get that out Thursday. I'm going to try and get into a bit more of a routine with my YouTube videos. So, weekly weight loss vlog will be out today. Worth the calories videos, I am moving to Fridays. They're going to come out on a Friday now because it kind of makes sense. So I've not recorded anything this week for the Worth the Calories videos. I'm going to start today. In fact, I need to plug my camera in to make sure it's got some charge. Yeah, I'm going to start today. So whatever products I've got a couple in my fridge now. Whatever I eat this week, I will review for this week's Worth the Calories videos. And then, so I'm going to eat stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Whatever I eat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that's new, that I've spotted, I'll eat it, review it, and then I'll stick it on a Worth the Calories video on a Friday. What else do I do each week? I do a recipe video. So the recipe video, I'm probably going to keep that as Wednesday. So I need to do something for Tuesdays, really. So this week, I think we'll get a Worth the Calories out today. I might do the recipe video tomorrow, actually. Wednesday is a break, midweek break. Thursday podcast, Friday, Worth the Calories. Does that make sense? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, in your opinion, can you lose fat and build muscle at the same time? It's not my opinion. You can. It's a fact, right? It's definitely not my opinion. It is a fact. I've been on my journey 11 years, right? And out of 11 years, I would say I have, out of 11 years, I would say I've been in a calorie deficit for 9 of those, and I've built muscle, right? So it's a fact. So why can you build muscle? Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a professional bodybuilder, right, and you already carry a ridiculous amount of muscle mass, way above average, right, very tricky to do. You can still do it, but very, very tricky. I'm not coaching professional bodybuilders. I'm coaching everyday people on a weight loss journey, right? And everyday people on a weight loss journey, even if you carry a bit of muscle mass, right, you can build muscle in a calorie deficit. Why? Calorie deficit, building muscle is not an energy response. So calorie deficit is an energy response. So an energy response to the body is getting fatter or thinner, right? Building muscle is an adaptive response, right? That's what building muscle is. Building muscle is about adaptation. It's about, so fat loss isn't about adaptation. So if you see all these grifters on social media saying you need to get fat adapted, you need to teach your body how to use body fat as fuel. Your body since the day you were born, Since the day you came out of your mum's bits, you have used body fat for fuel, right? Your body knows how to do it. It's a natural mechanism by the body, right? Fat is the main, it's not our preferred source of energy. The preferred source of energy from the body is carbohydrates, but our main source of energy for the body is fat. And we burn it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And fat loss is an energy balance thing. You consume less energy than you burn, you lose body fat. That goes for anything to do with energy. Look at any sources of energy, and you want to. So all our stored body fat is stored energy. That's all it is, right? So when we consume more calories than we burn, the extra calories, the body stores it as excess energy on purpose. That is a mechanism because, you know, we've not always had an abundance of food like we do in 2025. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm talking from a reflection of the UK. I'm talking from the Western world, right? We have an abundance of food. Again, I'm not trying to trigger people here. I fully understand people's incomes are different. I fully understand people are struggling with money, this, that, and the other. But most of the UK, I'm not saying all before people get triggered, most of the UK can afford to eat, right? And the data does tell us, this is not me making this up, this is facts and figures. People on lower incomes have more of an issue with weight than people on higher incomes. Do you get overweight, obese, morbidly obese people that earn good money? 100% you do. I'm talking about trends, right? Why do people on lower incomes, yes, that might be because they have poorer quality of food, they have more highly processed food. It's only calories that make us fat, but if you're eating food that does not have much nutrition in it, you will eat a lot more food, right? And generally a lot more calories. That's kind of where the trend comes from. Anyway, fat loss is losing energy. So body fat is stored energy. Losing stored energy is simply about putting less energy in than you take out, right? And people that sit there and go, I've been in a calorie deficit for 6 months and I've not lost any weight. You've not been in a... No, no, you haven't, right? You define the laws of physics, and I say this all the time. If you can do that, you'll be a billionaire, right? It's like saying, if I go and fill my car up with petrol and I fill it up so it's absolutely full to the brim of petrol, and I drive it around all day and I don't put any petrol back in, or I put 60 quid in it. My car's empty in the morning, right? Right? And I go to the petrol station and I put £60 in, right? And then I drive it around all day so it's empty again, right? And then I go and put £30 in, but my car's full. What? So you've put 60 quid of petrol in, yeah? And you've burned 60 quid's worth of petrol, so your petrol tank went empty, yeah? And then you put £30 in at the end of the day, but when you got home, you now had 60 quid back in the tank, yeah? People look at you and go, absolute bullshit. They would. They look at you and go, yeah. Nah, that didn't happen, did it? You're lying, right? Yet people go, right, well, yeah, so I started off with a full tank of fuel, body fat, right? I ran around all day, or I moved around all day, or I just did what I did. I didn't even move all day. I just sat in my bum all day, just like my metabolism. But I burned 2,500 calories today, yeah? And I only ate 1,500 calories, right? But at the end of the day, my body, I still had 2,500 calories. Like, I didn't lose any fat. I still had the same amount of fuel in my body as I did when I started. How's that work? Right? I just did. Now, don't get me wrong. If you burn 2,500 calories in a day and you only eat 1,500, your body will use your excess energy to top up, so you still get 2,500 calories, your body fat, right? But that means it took 1,000 calories worth of body fat out of your body, right? Which is about a third of a pound, right? Just under, yeah. So you would go down a bit, right? That might not reflect on the scales because it's such a small amount. Claire, good morning. Maureen, good morning on YouTube, by the way. Anyway, let's go muscle building. Muscle building is an adaptive response. To make your muscles, to build muscle, you need to tell your body, I need my muscles stronger. right? And you do that by continually breaking them down over a period of time consistently. When you do that, eventually your body will go, oh, Neil needs stronger biceps. Neil needs stronger legs. Neil needs a stronger back. Neil needs a stronger chest, right? And as long as you're doing two things, well, one thing really is eating protein. You need to eat enough protein to build the muscle, right? That is the important thing. Now, again, if you're brand new to lifting weights, you don't need to worry about amounts of protein. If you're 12 months in plus, so you've gone to, so you, let's say you start the gym, you've never been to the gym before, and you want to go and build some muscle while losing weight, right? Just concentrate on your calories for weight loss and having a high protein diet. You eat 3 meals a day, make sure it's got a good source of protein in each meal. That'll be more than enough protein at the start of your journey to build muscle. And if you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight, right? You'll do both together. Yeah. Make sure your calorie allowance isn't too. I mean, look, there's a few different parameters here that we need to look at. If you're obese, right, or heavily overweight, coming to obese, right, you've got more than enough energy in your body to make up any deficit that might be required to build muscle. But the thing we need to think about with muscle is 600 calories a pound. That's it, right? And you'll struggle to build a pound of muscle a month, right? So even if you did need to be in a calorie surplus to build, you need 20 more calories a day. That's it, right? So yes, anyway, to cut a long story short, you can build muscle and lose at the same time, right? Starting my journey today, current 130 kilograms, goals 105. So 130 kilograms, you're about 20 stone. 105 kilograms is what, about 230 pounds. So you're trying to lose 25 kg, which is about four, maybe coming up 5 stone, something like that. Moonhead 94 should take a year. Take a year to do that. If you've got a decent level of movement, you can do it in a year. You can do it in 6 months if you wanted to, but I don't promote crash dieting. I want healthy. So you're going to do this healthy and sustainably. This time next year, you can be that 105 kilos. Now, you might say, oh, I'm going to do it by summer. Yeah, but by winter time, you'll be back up to 130. Stop yo-yo dieting. What's the best way to cook chicken thighs if trying to keep it basic? Air fryer. Whack it with the air fryer. Does anyone else preheat your air fryer? I always preheat my air fryer is just a little oven, right? It's just a little intense oven. That's all it is. And you always preheat an oven. Now, don't get me wrong. An air fryer, to preheat a big oven, it can take 10 minutes, can't it? To preheat an air fryer takes a minute or two, like literally. But always preheat your air fryer. I always preheat my air fryer. It cooks food so much better. So I've got the Ninja Dual air fryer thing. I literally go, as soon as I'm going to cook something, right, I just go air fryer 200, turn it on. I just turn it on. And then by the time I'm prepping my chicken and putting my seasonings on it, it's been a couple of minutes and then bang, and then I put it in. Chicken, obviously make chicken so important you cook it through. Chicken thigh, you've got a little bit more. I mean, look, I'd much rather you overcook chicken than undercook it. If I preheat my air fryer on 200 for 2 minutes, I will cook mini chicken breast fillets for 8 minutes. They're done. They don't need any longer than that. Chicken thighs, I tend to cook them a little bit longer. And you've got a little bit more leeway. You've got a little bit longer. You've got a little bit more leeway with the chicken thigh because they're a bit of a fattier cut. Even if it's skinless and boneless, it's a little bit. If it's on the bone, you cook it for a lot longer. But if I get chicken thighs, I buy skinless and boneless chicken thighs, and I probably do those for about 12 minutes. I give them a right. I'm quite happy giving. I like my chicken thighs quite crispy. I like them quite well done. Whereas chicken breast does dry out because they have no fat in them. Do you have to do cardio at the gym to get fit, or can you weight train? You can weight train, right? But weight train. So look, cardiovascular exercise is just describing where your heart rate sits at. And basically, when we're doing what we call cardio, which might be walking on a treadmill at a decent cross trainer, exercise bike, something like that, it's just a lot easier to keep your heart rate constant. So basically, What we would class as cardiovascular exercise is any exercise you do where your heart rate sits between 60 and 80% of maximum heart rate. I do talk about this quite a bit, but I've maybe not mentioned it for a couple of months. You might want to get a piece of paper and a pen out or some notes on your phone. I'll give you 1 minute and I'll tell you how to work out if your exercise is cardiovascular exercise. Whatever you're doing, step away from that mindset. Walking on a treadmill is cardio, lifting weights is lifting weights. No, it's where your heart rate is going to sit on average. All right. Now, we have two types of exercise, really, when it comes to cardiovascular exercise. We have aerobic exercise and anaerobic exercise. So aerobic, doing aerobics, right, is how we describe anything we do where our heart rate sits between 60 and 80 of maximum. Anaerobic is when our heart rate sits above that. Now, that is intense exercise. And anaerobic is very brutal, and it's much more generally a much more of a... What? Come here, then. Come on. Needy little monkey, aren't you? You're a needy little monkey. You're like, I need a fuss, Dad. She needs a fuss every 20 minutes just to calm her. Anyway, Monday morning Bloss. You're going to see a lot more of Blossom on lives now Rachel's at work, because you need a little badger, aren't you? You got to be with someone. Anyway, yeah, you're a good girl, though, aren't you? Right, you can stay here for a minute. So what was I talking about? Right, you've got your pen out. Okay, so your maximum heart rate. Now, there's lots of different scenarios to this. In a way, this is just a generic number. It can depend on fitness, can change things a little bit. Your weight can change things a little bit. But anyway, your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your current age. That's a rough guide for what your maximum heart rate should be when you're exercising. So let's say, for example, so I'm 44 years of age. So 220 minus 44 is 176. So the highest I should be able to take my heart rate when I exercise is 176, right? And then we can work from that number to figure out whether we're doing cardiovascular exercise or we're doing anaerobic exercise, yeah? If you're doing anything and you are under cardiovascular exercise, you're not really exercising. Now, don't get me wrong, you might go to the gym, you might be lifting weights, and that on average, because you've all your rest periods, you're still going to be getting stronger, you're still going to be breaking your muscles down and doing this, that, and the other. But would I technically class it as exercise or just movement? That's down to you. And it's something I've fallen foul of a few times. Anyway, so what you want to do is get your calculator out, get that number, 220 minus your age. So 220 minus 44 for me is 176. I know it'll look reversed on the camera, sorry, but it's 176. If I then times that by 0.6, that gives me a number of 105.6, so 106. So that's my 60%. That is 60%. So anything that I do above 106 beats per minute is cardiovascular exercise. If I then take that 106 and times it by 0.8, that is 140.8, so 141. So anything I do between 106 and a 141, so I do a workout and I go to the gym and I put my Apple Watch on and I put on indoor walking. And I go on a treadmill and I walk at 5 kilometers an hour on a 10 incline for 30 minutes. When I stop my workout, if my average heart rate is between 141, right, and 106 and 141, I have done cardiovascular exercise. If it's below 106 on average, I've just done a bit of movement, right? And if it is above 141, it's anaerobic exercise. So it's a bit more intense. What is an example of anaerobic exercise? Do like HIIT classes or Tabata classes or sprints on a bike. You probably do it for 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. You might do it for 10, 15 minutes. Whereas you might be able to walk on a treadmill for 45 minutes. So cardiovascular exercise is only a bit longer. So if you go to the gym today with your Apple Watch on, or your Fitbit, or your whatever you're using, your Garmin, right? Put your put your workout on. So if you're doing weights, put your strength training workout on. Go train your weights. Look at your heart rate at the end of it. Where is it sat on average? Yeah. And if it's between that 60 and 80, your weight training is for me. If I go to the gym today and do 30 minutes of weights and my average heart rate for doing those weights is 120 beats per minute, I have done cardiovascular exercise while lifting weights, right? If you go for a walk and you walk at a pace where, if I go for a walk today and I walk at a pace where my average heart rate is 110 beats per minute, that is cardiovascular exercise, right? There you go. Now, like I said, there are a few parameters to that. I would, I'm fit, right, for my age, right? I'm not an athlete. I'm not like super fit, but I exercise on a regular basis and I get a lot of movement in. So I would say I'm fitter than most 44 years old. So my boundaries are a bit higher than that. I class cardiovascular exercise to me at 115. Anything between 115 and 150. I add a little bit more because my fitness is better, what are the best foods to get from Aldi to lose weight? Whatever you like eating within your calories. And I mean that sincerely, right? I mean that sincerely. If you're asking me that question, that is because you're at the start of your weight loss journey. So we've got to keep it simple, right? So if you want to keep it simple, start eating what you enjoy eating, but just eat it in a more calorie controlled fashion to fit in with your calories. Yeah. Guys, I've got a little deal going. I did put it in the newsletter yesterday. So this time of year is quiet for me. Right? I'll be honest with you. In terms of client sign-ups, taking new people on plan, it is quieter. Right? There are peaks and troughs. January into February is very, very busy. Right? March, Easter time is pretty quiet. May's really busy. Normally, May's oh Christ, I'm going to Tenerife in 10 weeks. I need to sort my shizzle out, right? So May into June's quite busy. July, August is fairly quiet. September, October is really busy because a lot of people September, October is I've just come out of summer, all-inclusive holidays, beer gardens, barbecues. It's Christmas in 3 months. I need to sort my stuff out. So when it is a quieter time, I put a deal on, and I have got a deal on my one-to-one plan at the moment. I don't know how long I'm going to run this one for. I might change it a little bit because this one's pretty cheap, but I'll certainly run it for this week and next week to get a few extra sign-ups in. So if you want to come on my one-to-one plan, right, use code SPRING and sign up is half price. It is half price, 15 quid to sign up to a one-to-one coaching plan. £15, $14.99, right? And then it's $29.99 a month as a subscription. All right, so it's not 15 quid for one-to-one coaching. It's 15 quid for sign-up. So I charge a sign-up fee, which is a bit like it's your commitment. It gets your plan. It gets your ebook. It gets you straight into the community. It gets all your bits and pieces sorted out. And then when you start on plan, right, you pay a subscription, $29.99 a month, and I ask for a minimum 3 months. All right, but my sign-up is normally 30 quid to sign up. Right, it's normally £30 to sign up, and then it's £30 a month for a minimum 3 months. And it's 15 quid at the moment, which is cheap as chips. So if you've sat there, you're like, oh, I'm going to sign up at the end of I'm going to sign up. Get signed up now. It's £15. That's it. It might even come out at $14.99 if you put that code in. I have no idea. Right, but anyway, use code SPRING, all in capitals, SPRING, when you sign up to our one-to-one plan at checkout, it'll be 15 quid. Now, if you're a bit like, all right, I'm just kind of logged on here, Neil, or can you send me some more details or all the links? Yeah, of course I can. Again, if you go into my link tree, so my link tree is in my TikTok profile, it's in my Instagram profile, it's on my Facebook page, it's on my YouTube page, channel. You can sign up to the one-to-one. There's a link to sign up to the one-to-one plan there. Also, the top link in my link tree is an inquiry form. Touch base with me. You might be like, oh, before I commit, I want to email Neil first and just make sure he's legitimate and everything's all good. Drop me an inquiry form, right? Hi, Neil. Seen you on TikTok this morning. You've mentioned a deal. Can you send me some more details? Of course I can. And I will email you with all the information. But basically, if you want one-to-one coaching, it's 15 quid to sign up. I will start your subscription. You will start on the 31st of March. but I will start your subscription on the 1st of April. All right, so in a week, right? So you pay 15 quid today. We'll get you signed up. I'll write your plan this week. I'll get it over to you on Thursday. You'll start a week today, and you'll pay $29.99, 1st of April, 1st of May, 1st of June. That'll run you up probably to like kids' summer holidays, something like that. And you've got 3 months of weight loss coaching for less than 100 quid. One-to-one. You get fortnightly check-ins with me. You get access to the community. You get a full plan to follow. You can WhatsApp me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you're on the one-to-one plan, if you want to ask me any question, Neil, I've just been out for lunch. How many calories is this? Send me a picture of it. WhatsApp me. I'll tell you. Right? If you're sat there going, oh, I'm a bit, I'm having a bit of a wobble today. I just need to vent a little bit. Vent to me. You can WhatsApp me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the one-to-one plan. Right? It could just be a question of, hey, Neil, I'm going out for my tea on Saturday night and we're going to Hickory's. I'm probably going to have about 1,000 calories. Can you suggest something? And I'll have a little look through and I'll have a look through for you. And I'll go, yeah, this is, if you want to start with a main course, I go for this and this. Or how about instead of having 1,000 calories, have 1,500 calories and let's just have a smaller calorie deficit. I'm just there for you all the time. Yeah, if you need me. Right? Can you help people that struggle to communicate via calls? I have a rare condition that suffers my vote. I don't have calls with anybody. Right, I don't charge enough. A lot of people now don't get me wrong, right? All my coaching is just Nick, is just through WhatsApp message. Right? I don't have time. Like, look, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but if I was to dedicate a 30-minute call, I need 30 quid for that 30-minute call. Right? So if I was to do, if you wanted to do a check-in with me twice a month in a phone call, my coaching wouldn't be $29.99 a month. It'd be $100. Right? I'd be charging £100 a month. And you know what? There's no need for it. There's no need for it. If I was a bodybuilding coach and I needed to talk to and I've got mates that are bodybuilding coaches and they want to talk to the clients and they get them to track the proteins and the fats and the carbs and then they talk through a new training regime. They charge £300 a month. Right, that's how much a couple of my friends charge a month. £300 a month. They have 20 clients. Right, so they earn £6,000 a month online coaching, and they change their client's plan once a month, maybe twice at a push, and tweak it and change it and this, that, and the other. And that client for £300 a month gets about an hour to 2 hours of phone calls a month. And when it is that precise in a way, you might need to. I'm a weight loss coach, right? I keep things simple. I keep things basic. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And because of that, you get my support, but you don't need to pay me £300 a month. I know weight loss coaches that charge £300 a month for what I do. I don't. I charge 30 quid. And now don't get me wrong. I do offer one-to-one calls if someone really needs a chat, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I understand weight loss more than anyone. I understand it inside out. Plus, I have empathy for people because I used to be 37 stone myself and I've been on my own journey. And I do have a couple of clients that have a call once every couple of months just because I think they enjoy a bit of a catch-up and a bit of a natter and a bit of a summary. And I charge 20 quid for half an hour for that. So again, any of my one-to-one clients, if you think you would benefit from a natter with me, drop me a message and I'll book you in. It's 20 quid for half an hour. But everything I do is just through message. It just keeps it nice and simple, nice and straightforward. There's no need to book specific times. There's no need to that. So yeah, if you struggle, you might just be someone that is anxious and you're just like, oh, I don't want to, I'm nervous talking one-to-one to people. It's none of that, right? With me, everything's done through WhatsApp Messenger, your check-ins, your communication, everything. Now, every week in the community, and you get access to this whether you subscribe to my community or you come on the full one-to-one plan. I do a Zoom session every week. And if you want to come and chat to me in the Zoom, you can do, right? And that's free of charge. That's included in your subscription. Yes, there's other people on the Zoom that are going to hear what you're saying, but we're all the community is amazing when you get in it. You'll realize how friendly and supportive people is. But also on the Zoom, right, you can just message again. We have a full chat feature on the Zoom. So every Zoom session, I might have one person come and have a natter for 5 minutes or so. Everything else, we just converse through message. But it's private. It's just for people in the community. It's not like this where anyone, whether you subscribe to me or not, can come. Everyone that's in the Zoom is part of the community or on the one-to-one plan. Also, 1 week I do 2, 1 week I do 1. I might have put 2 in, by the way, this week, and there isn't 2 this week. I did 2 last week. I think I did that in the newsletter. Every week I do 1 week. So last week I do 2 weight loss coaching lives. So the weight loss coaching lives are done on the Facebook group. I'm going to change them. I'm going to really look into this today. I think I'm going to change it to Zoom and then download it and re-upload it to the Facebook group to watch back whenever you want to watch it back. Because the Facebook Live on the group has been rubbish the last few weeks. So you can, even without paying an extra fee to chat to me, you can still come and chat to me. Do you help working out with calorie deficit? I work everything out for you, Nick Sig. If you come on my one-to-one plan, which is $14.99 to sign up at the moment using code SPRING, right? You get a full plan to follow. You get a calorie deficit from me, breakdown, right? You also get a calorie structure. So I'll show you the calories you should be eating for your breakfast. I do the work for you. You just need to follow it, right? Because the way you structure your calories is also important. You know, if you've got 1,500 calories a day and you're eating 600 calories for your lunch and 600 calories for your breakfast, and you've got 300 calories left for the rest of the day, that's not going to cut it. Likewise, if you've got 1,500 calories a day and you're eating 150 calories for breakfast, 200 calories for lunch, you're starving yourself throughout the day. By the time you get to nighttime and you're tired and your head's a bit, all over the shop, again, you're going to find it just as hard to control your calories. And next thing, you'll be knee deep in a bag of Doritos and you won't have eaten 1,500 calories, you'll have eaten 2,500. So the way we eat our calories throughout the day, nothing is set in stone. I'll move things about for you to suit you whenever you want it. But yeah, I help you with everything. You get a calorie breakdown, you get a calorie deficit, right? You get a full calorie structure. Your calorie allowance is healthy and sustainable. You check in with me every 2 weeks, so I'm constantly keeping an eye on you. We've got loads of people in the community as well that you can vibe off and bounce off and share anything with. Most people struggle with food because of their mental health. Do you know what one of the best things is for your mental health is to talk? And do you know what the best thing for your mental health when you're trying to achieve something is to talk to other people on the same journey? And that's one of the beauties of their, thanks for the reassurance with the extra check-ins this week. Yeah, Rachel Rue, 2909. Again, this is what I do for you as a coach. So Rachel checked in with me, not on Friday, a week on Friday. So my clients check in every 2 weeks. And Rachel checked in with what seemed to be what I call a false negative. So Rachel's got on the scales and it's given a result that she just can't understand, right? We had quite a big bump on the scales. Everything's been good. And I've worked with Rachel for a long time. And I know when Rachel's on it, Rachel's on it. And she's also very truthful. So there's no reason for me to have a doubt in my mind, right, that the scale. And I just said, look, the weight's your weight, but it's probably a bit of excess water retention, maybe food. Something's happened somewhere. Let's not look into it too deeply. You're on it at the moment. I tell you what we'll do, right? We'll have another check-in next week. So instead of going another 2 weeks, just crack on. Don't panic about it. I know it's frustrating, but try and take it out of your mind. Just crack on where you're going. And any abnormalities that's happened, because the scales weigh your weight, they don't weigh your fat, will be gone by next Friday if you're on it. If we weigh it next Friday and there's another gain or there's no loss, then look, we'll have a little delve in, and I'm very good at asking certain questions and getting very good confessions out of people. But I kind of knew with Rachel this wasn't going to happen. So I'm not obviously going to say Rachel's weight because that's private to Rachel, but I'll tell you exactly what happened. So week last Friday, let's get Rachel's check-in up. And this is how our weight can fluctuate from time to time. So a week last Friday, which is Friday, the 14th of March, Rachel had a 6 pound gain, right? So the scales went up 6 pounds. Now, this is Rachel's results in 2025. Post-Christmas, first check-in, she lost 9 pounds, right? Second check-in, she lost 7 pounds. So she was 16 pounds down in total, right? Next check-in, which was the 14th of February, Rachel lost another 5 pounds in 2 weeks. Rachel's been really on it, right? And then end of February, Rachel lost another 6 pounds. So in total, in 2 months, Rachel lost 27 pounds, nearly 2 stone in weight, right? And personally for me, when Rachel's on it, she's on it. She can lose a bit more weight, especially when her movement's good, and her movement has been excellent than what I recommend. Though when Rachel checked in on the 14th of March, I was a little bit like, is Rachel over restricting herself to get these results? Is she, and really, I've worked out what she's lost, where she's been at. She's a little bit low in calories, but for me personally, not ridiculously, right? And then as she hit that brick wall, and that was obviously, can happen. Anyway, said to Rachel, we'll check in next week. Rachel checked in this week and she was 15 pounds down. 15 pounds down, right? So she'd lost the 6 pounds of that false negative and then lost another 9 pounds. Now, again, I am being quite conscious of Rachel because Rachel has struggled, she won't mind me saying this, in the past with some consistency. And I don't want Rachel to crash and burn. But with the effort Rachel's putting in at the moment and the movement she's doing at the moment, she has got the ability to lose, probably 2.5 pounds. Come on, then. 2.5 pounds, maybe up to 3 pounds a week. Right? I've been losing 2 pounds a week at the moment. So she's doing good. How do you sign up again? I will show you now. Guys, I'm so sorry to you guys on YouTube. I can't show you this, but I'll show you guys on TikTok if you want to sign up. So basically, let me get what you're doing. Right? I'm trying to, people want to know how to sign up, Blossom. All right? I'm trying to show people this is how I pay for your business. Right? So if you're on TikTok, this is my TikTok. Oh, hang on. I need to flip my camera. Right. You know, like when you want your chicken with your biscuits and you want a markie in the morning as a treat, I pay for those because people sign up to my plan. Right. And so this is how business works. Okay. So not to guilt trip you, if anyone wants Blossom to enjoy having a markies and the chicken and the biscuits, please sign up to my one-to-one plan. Anyway, right, go down now. Let me just show this, and then you can come back in a sec. Right, so this is my TikTok profile, right? And you want to click on my link tree here, right? I'm sorry you guys on YouTube, Facebook, you're just going to see my phone. And if you click on my YouTube, right, you'll see here, second one down, Boss Your Weight Loss one-to-one plan, monthly sign-up. Click on that. And as you'll see there, it's $29.99 to sign up, right? A little before and after of me. I need to do, I'm actually 2 stone lighter than I was in this thing, so I need to do an update at the moment. Add to cart, right? That'll add to your cart. Go to your cart. I've always got something else in my cart. What have I got in my cart? I've got a protein box. Let's get rid of that, right? And then you've got here, and then click checkout. I've not even checked that this code works, right? And you see there, it's $29.99 sign up. And if you go into here and put in code SPRING, all in capitals, and click apply, bang, half price, 15 quid. There you go. So use code SPRING at checkout, and it's 15. So that's all you need to pay today is 15 quid, right, to sign up. And then when you sign up, you will get an email from me, right? Saying, well, you'll get a generic email saying, thanks for your order. In that order is some downloads. If I don't hear from you in the next 24 hours, I'll email you myself as well. But download the downloads, there's your consultation form, there's all the links to join the community. Send your consultation form over to me. I'll write your plan up. You'll get that Thursday tea time. So you can have a good read through it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's dead simple. It's dead straightforward. And I'll get you going a week on Monday. Right? So if anyone wants to sign up, get signed up. I've got one person that has already signed up in this live. There are 4 more places for Monday. Once I sign 5 people up in a week, and trust me, I'm quieter at the moment, so I'd be absolutely buzzing if 5 people sign up this week. January, 5 people sign up. Quite straightforward. But this time of year, it's a lot quieter, right? And that's why I'm doing a deal. Why not? When it's quiet, do a deal, drive some business. So it's 15 quid to sign up. 5 people sign up. The next start date will be the week after, which will be, I think, the 7th of April, right? Maybe. Yeah, 7th of April. And then when 5 people signed up for the 7th of April, the next start date will be the 14th of April. All right? And it just moves on. Yeah? So go get signed up now, and we will get you going a week on Monday. I can also put the link. Anyone that's on YouTube or Facebook, I can actually put the link into YouTube and Facebook. Right, let me post this link, guys, and then I'll get back in with a few more questions. And then I've got to go in 5 minutes or so. I'm going to go and make sure that the tree surgeon people are all happy. And then and then I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to Tesco. I'm going to have a little mooch around Tesco. I'm not going to film a shopping vlog. I did 2 last week. I'm not going to film a shopping vlog this week. I might do one next week. But I'm going to go and do a little mooch around Tesco. Go and get a few bits, see what's what. And I'll take some pictures of any new finds that I might. Mondays are just a good day to go mooching around supermarkets. They tend to put quite a few new products out on a Monday. How long do we pay £15 for then? When does it go up to full price? So your £15 is just your sign up, right? That just covers your plan, your email, your ebook, your instant access to the community, me booking you in, writing your plan up, getting all that sorted. Your subscription will start on the 1st of April. All right. So your subscription technically starts on your first day of plan. All right. So you just save yourself 15 quid. But the subscription will start 1st of April, payday, or when payday's on the last day of the month, isn't it? So it'll start the 1st of April. It's $29.99, and that'll cover April, May, June, $29.99 a month. After 3 months, if you want to continue working with me, you can. You can work with me for the next 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes you to hit your goal. I just ask for a minimum 3 months sign up, all right? And you're committed to 3 months, yeah? So your next one will go out on the 1st of April. So 15 quid today. Next one will be a week tomorrow. That's your start of your subscription, and that covers your check-ins and everything like that. Yeah. Right. Are at-home step workouts good enough if it's 38 degrees outside? I say, absolutely. It doesn't. Your body doesn't know where you're doing your steps, right? Your body does not know if you're doing your steps on the road, in your living room, in a gym, right? In Tesco, on an A&E ward. It doesn't have a clue. Steps are steps. It doesn't matter if you're doing steps walking to the toilet. It doesn't matter if you're doing steps walking around a park, right? Now, the more continuous you are with movement, and what I mean by that is, will you burn more calories doing a 10,000 step walk than doing 10,000 steps just mooching around your house? No, you actually won't, right? I say you won't. If you did, it would be minimal. The more we move consistently, so if I go for a 90-minute walk, after 15 minutes, my body is tiring. Not a lot, because it's a 90-minute walk. But after half an hour, it's tiring a bit more. 45 minutes is... And as the body gets more fatigued, you do burn a few more calories because the body's having to work harder to keep you going. But generally, your intensity will drop a little bit. So what I mean by that is, a marathon runner at the start of their run might be running at 6 miles an hour, right? Or something like that. 6-7 miles an hour, maybe a bit quicker, maybe 8 miles an hour, right? It's good pace. Yeah. But after halfway through, they're going to be running a lot slower, right? So they now might be running at 6 miles an hour, maybe even 5 miles an hour, very light jog because they're so tired. So their intensity's dropped because they're not moving as quickly, but the calorie burn will still be up there because they're fatigued and they're having to push through the fatigue. So it's kind of like that. But really, if I went for a walk to do 10,000 steps, right, I'd do it in 90 minutes. If I was to do 10,000 steps pottering around the house, I would do it in 90 minutes, but it would take a lot longer actually, I probably wouldn't do it in 90 minutes because I'm not walking at the same pace, right? So if you do 10,000 steps at an average of 3 kilometers an hour or 2 miles an hour, and someone does 10,000 steps at an average of 5 kilometers an hour or 4 miles an hour, in theory, you'd say, well, the person that's walking faster will burn more calories. Yeah, but they're walking for less of a time. So someone that does 10,000 steps at 3 kilometers an hour, that will take them probably 90 minutes to do 10,000 steps. Someone that's doing 5 kilometers an hour, it'll take them just under an hour. In that time, they'll burn the same calories. It's just taking longer because they're not as quick. Does that kind of make sense? So basically what I'm trying to say, steps to steps, and never let anyone tell you different. If someone says it's more beneficial doing steps on a treadmill, right, than it is doing steps on the road, they're lying to you, unless you add an incline to a treadmill. But if you do half an hour on an incline treadmill, or you walk up a hill outside doing the same half hour, the calorie burn is pretty much going to be the same. right? The only difference is you probably burn a few more calories on the road because the resistance of the road, it's harder to walk on tarmac than it is to walk on a treadmill because tarmac's grippy against your trainers, right? But again, these are really insignificant things. It's all what this says, right? If this, at the end of the day, if you go out this morning and do a 10K run, right, in 45 minutes, which is a great time, by the way, right? If you go out and do a 10K run this morning in 45 minutes and then you sit on your bottom for the rest of the day, and at the end of the day, you've done 10,000 steps, or you are someone that, you know, you get your steps in from nipping to Tesco, you might do, this is how I'll get my steps in today. I will do 15 minutes on the cross trainer when I go to the gym. That's steps. I'll also walk in and out of the gym, right? And then I'm going to nip up to Tesco and I'm going to walk around Tesco, right, for 20 minutes or so. Yeah. I'm then going to come home. I'm going to cook some lunch. I might do a little bit of content filming. I'll see what the noise is like from the tree people, right? Excuse me. Then I'm going to take the dogs for a walk. Now, I've got 2 dogs and I can't walk them together. They're an absolute pain in the butt. So I'm going to walk one dog for 15 minutes and then the other dog for 15 minutes, right? 30-minute walk. When Rachel comes home from work tonight, we'll go out and do another 30-minute walk. There's my steps done. That's how I'll do my steps today. Right? Done and dusted. Now, my steps, whether I've done my steps like that or someone's done their steps in 45 minutes and I've done my steps overnight, the calorie burn's virtually the same. Right? If I looked at my calorie burn out of 45 minutes, it'd be less than 2, but I've done a lot of the steps. Does that kind of make sense? Steps are steps is what I'm trying to say. All right? Steps are steps. Right, let me scan down. Phil Salisbury, if you're still on, good morning, mate. Hope you're all good. Right, let me scan down. Just did a 5,000 step workout and came back on the live. Brilliant, Jess. Love it. And yeah, guys, you know, there's no excuses in this day and age. If you can't get out of the house, get fit with Rick on YouTube. Do a step workout, pace up and down. Especially this time of year. I mean, I'm talking to people in the UK. You might be in different areas, but you know, in the UK, the weather's lovely at the moment. So just pace up and down your drive, pace up and down your garden. I used to do that in COVID. It was like, don't get me wrong, looking back now, I was absolutely bonkers. But I had to quarantine twice in COVID, right? First time I had to quarantine in COVID was because I got pinged on a plane coming back from York. You know when you had your seats, right? And the annoying thing was, my seat coming back from Mallorca was 10B. So middle on the left, 10 seats up. The plane coming back, this was in 2021. We were still kind of in and out of lockdowns. The Balearics had gone green. And the air hostess, because I was sat in the middle, she was like, the planes are full. You're 6 foot stupid. Do you want to? She didn't say I was 6 foot stupid. I mean, she might be calling me stupid, but I don't know. I don't mind that. I am a bit stupid. But she went, oh, you're a tall lad, aren't you? She said, the planes are full. She said, go and sit in extra legroom seats in the middle. It's fine, which was superb. Rachel was next to the window. I was next to the aisle, seat in the middle, heaven, in extra legroom. Like, is there anything better? Like, if you get on a plane, you know, like the planes to Spain or whatever, and you have a row of 3 for 2 of you, that is like golden in it. You're just like, who's looking down on me for that? You get that on extra legroom, it is class. Anyway, especially when he's 6'5". So I sat there. So my seat at 10B got pinged, and I didn't even sit in it. I sat in 16 something or 15 something. So I was like, anyway, I was a good boy. Right, they run me every day. Are you in your house? Yes, I'm in my house. And I just walked around my house. And I still did. I did it for COVID. I did it for TikTok content. I literally did it. Here's how I get 10,000 steps in a day, in COVID, in quarantine. And like, just show me flipping pacing up and down my drive and stuff. But I did it. Right? And I did a get fit. I did a get fit with Rick. I paced up and down my drive. And I did the steps. The other time I had to quarantine was in December 2021. Rachel got COVID again. Obviously I quarantined because I live with her. That was it. After that, she did get COVID again in 2020. She's probably had it loads since then. She did get COVID again in 2022. Come on, in 2022, and but then you didn't have to quarantine even if you live with them. Don't ask me why, but you didn't. I think you had to test. I can't remember. Anyway, I've never had COVID. Well, I have had COVID. I'm lying to you there. I have had COVID. I've tested positive for it once, but I've always been asymptomatic. I've never had any illness from it whatsoever. Just a lucky chap. Right, we're going now anyway. I've got to go. What do you want? I know. What you after? You don't like the people chopping the trees down either, do you? No, okay. Right, guys, I'm going. So, guys, if you're interested in my one-to-one plan, it's half price sign up at the moment, 15 quid, absolute bargain, $29.99 a month after that on a subscription. TikTok profile, Facebook profile, YouTube. Send over an inquiry form if you want. Ideal, just been on your live. Can you send me some details of your one-to-one plan? I'll send you the links to sign up with the code in there so you can put it in. If you're like, nope, I'm into that, Neil, I need to get back on my journey, or, I've come out of it. I've done really well January, February. March, I've been struggling a little bit. I feel like I might be hitting that brick wall you talk about, so I need a bit of extra support and motivation. Get signed up. The second tab down is to sign up. Add it to your basket. Put code SPRING, SP. I'll put that in the link tree now. I'll put it in the link tree so you remember it. Hang on. Let me edit one's link. Oh, no. What are you doing? Oh, because I'm clicking on my link tree rather than the actual website. I'll put it in the link tree. Code SPRING, 50% off sign up. Yeah? And then you know what's what. Where are we at? Monthly sign up. Code SPRING. 50% off. Sign up. There you go. Get signed up so I can buy Blossom some markies and some biscuits. Right, that's it. I'm out for this morning. Guys, if I've missed any of your comments, it's nothing personal. Woohoo, Mallorca getting a shout out. I might be coming, Tom. I'm going to message you. I might be coming to Mallorca on... I'm just struggling to get to the airport. Basically, Rachel's cousin is having a baby in about 4 weeks. And before they knew she was pregnant, her husband is 40th. He's 40 in May, and his mates have booked him a trip to Mallorca. And it's about 4 weeks after the baby's coming. Now, I wasn't going to go because I've got a friend Garola 2 weeks before, but I've sort of said I might fly out Friday afternoon and come back with them on Sunday. So I'll sit here, do my check-ins as normal. Anyway, there's a flight out of Liverpool at 4 o'clock. I just need to figure out how to get to Liverpool Airport without paying 100 quid for a taxi. If I can figure that out, which I think I can, I might be coming. I'm just gonna do the logistics anyway. And I was gonna message you, Tom, saying I'm coming over, so I'll come and say because I think what I might do is I'll land at 7 o'clock so I might stay in Palma on the Friday night. They're in Magaluf. I might stay in Palma when I land on the Friday night, and then just nip over to Magaluf to have a day out with them on the Saturday and then come back on Sunday. It sounds a bit hard work for 2 nights. That's my only thing. But if I do, anyway, I'll message you if I do, and I'll come and say hello. If you're free, obviously. If you're not free, it's fine. One question on the plan is $29.99 a month. Therefore, after it is Sean, yeah, it's $29.99 a month. That's it, mate. No more. $29.99 a month. 30 quid a month. 1st of April, 1st of May, 1st of June. That'll cover you till the end of June for your one-to-one weight loss coaching. You get a full 3 months. If you want to continue after that, you can do. If you don't, you can cancel it. It's just a rolling contract. Yeah? Right, guys, that is me. I'm out of here. It's been a pleasure as always. Have a lovely Monday. It's a new weight loss week. New set of calories in the bank. New step count is 0. Get at it. Enjoy the weather. I think the weather's going to be great this week. I've seen a few showers knocking about, but the weather over the next 2 weeks, I'm always looking at the weather. You've got to plan your steps out. Looks really, really good. I will be back tonight. We've got an evening live. This is it's not the only evening live. Rachel, back at work, is on a work conference in Manchester on Thursday. So the Thursday night live is back on, when is it back now? Thursday. Guys, I have put in tomorrow night at 5 a weight loss coaching live at 5. That's not happening on the newsletter. I forgot to take it out. So the weight loss coaching live is Thursday morning at 11. Right, is at 11 o'clock. So TikTok live 9:30 till 10:30. Facebook, YouTube live as well. And then the weight loss coaching live this week is going to be at 11 a.m. on Thursday. And I'm going to look at doing it through Zoom and seeing what's what. So there's just one weight loss coaching live. So tomorrow I'm on TikTok, 8:30 in the morning, YouTube and Facebook as well, dual stream. We've got the Zoom session is Wednesday morning. I might do an impromptu live on Wednesday. If I'm I might be taking Rachel to work on. Oh no, I'm not because I need to. I'll be back for the Zoom at 8:30, so maybe I won't be doing. But I might do an impromptu live on Wednesday tea time ish, but I've not booked it in. And then what's going on? Thursday live at 9:30, weight loss coaching live, and then Thursday night live. Friday should be live as normal at 11 a.m. and that's it. Anyway, like I say, you have to bear with me for the first couple of weeks of Rachel's new job because I'm a bit all over the place with times, but we'll get it sorted out. Anyway, I'm off. Have a wonderful Monday, whatever you're doing. And if you're free, I'll hopefully see you at 8 p.m. tonight. Back TikTok, 8 p.m. this evening. Don't forget, hopefully see you then. And then you lovely people, YouTube, Facebook, exactly the same, 8 p.m. on. I'll be sat here and we can have another natter. Yeah, have a good day.